Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever found yourself dreaming up grand ideas, envisioning your ideal future, maybe even starting a new project with a burst of enthusiasm, only to find yourself struggling to follow through? You know you want it, you have these incredible ambitions, but when it comes to the consistent effort, the daily grind, well, sometimes the couch looks a lot more appealing. If that sounds like you, then you might just be ambitious, but lazy. And guess what? You're in good company. Today, we're going to dive deep into this fascinating paradox, understand why it happens, and most importantly, how to bridge that gap between your big dreams and actual achievement. Our first point is this. The core of ambitious but lazy is a disconnect between our high-level aspirations and the often unglamorous, consistent actions required to achieve them. We see the finish line, but we get stuck staring at the marathon ahead. Think about the classic New Year's resolution. We declare, this year, I'm going to get ripped, or I'm going to write that novel. We're incredibly ambitious, driven by a powerful vision of our improved self. But then January 2nd rolls around. It's cold outside. The gym requires effort. Writing that first chapter feels daunting. The initial burst of inspiration fades, and suddenly, the comfort of old habits becomes overwhelmingly attractive. We want the outcome, but we're resistant to the process. The lesson here is that ambition without a clear, actionable plan often leads to inertia. Grand visions are vital, but they need to be broken down into manageable, less intimidating steps. Recognize that the gap isn't a moral failing. It's often a strategic one. Our second point delves into something a bit deeper. Sometimes, our laziness is a subconscious shield against the fear of failure, or even surprisingly, the fear of success. Let me tell you about Sarah, a brilliant artist I knew. She had this incredible talent and dreamed of having her own gallery show. She'd sketch endlessly in her notebooks, come up with amazing concepts, but when it came to actually finishing a canvas, she'd get stuck. She'd start, do a little, then procrastinate for weeks. Eventually, she realized that if she never finished a painting, it could never be judged. It couldn't be rejected by a gallery, and it couldn't fail. But what surprised her even more was the realization that if she did succeed, if her art was praised, it would then come with the pressure to constantly deliver at that level, to live up to new expectations. That fear of the unknown, good or bad, kept her from taking the leap. The lesson is to recognize that procrastination isn't always about a lack of desire. It can be a self-protective mechanism. By understanding what truly holds us back, be it fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, or fear of the responsibility that comes with success, we can begin to dismantle those mental blocks. Our third point touches on modern psychology. We are increasingly wired for instant gratification, making the delayed rewards of ambitious goals feel less appealing. Our brains love dopamine hits, and scrolling social media or binging a show gives us those much faster than working on a long-term project. Imagine a programmer who dreams of launching their own app. They've got a fantastic idea, they're passionate about it. But coding is hard. It requires focus, debugging, and often doesn't show immediate results. On the other hand, checking Twitter or watching a quick YouTube video gives an immediate, albeit fleeting, sense of reward. It's easy to fall into the trap of choosing the quick hit over the sustained effort. The lazy part isn't a lack of ambition. It's often a losing battle against our brain's desire for the easiest path to a dopamine release. The lesson here is to become aware of the dopamine trap and strategically rewire your reward system. Instead of relying solely on the distant gratification of your big goal, create smaller, more immediate rewards for completing mini tasks. Make the process itself more rewarding, even if just for a few minutes. Our fourth point is often the most practical. Many ambitious people get lazy because they're simply overwhelmed by the sheer scale of their vision, and they lack a clear roadmap. Think of someone who says, I want to be a millionaire. That's a huge ambition. But what does that actually mean to do today? Or this week? Without breaking it down, it feels like an insurmountable mountain. They might read a few books, watch some videos, get inspired, but then freeze because they don't know where to start or which step to take first. The ambition is there, But the actionable steps are missing, leading to analysis paralysis and, ultimately, inaction, which looks a lot like laziness. The lesson is to break down your ambitious goals into the smallest possible, actionable steps. Don't just think write a book, think write 250 words today. Don't think start a business, think research competitor A for 30 minutes. Clarity defeats overwhelm every time. Our final point is perhaps the most transformative. Our laziness is often a reflection of our current identity and the environment we've created around ourselves, rather than a fixed personality trait. Consider two people who both want to get fit. One identifies as someone who works out, even if they miss a day. They've built an environment where their gym clothes are ready, their water bottle is filled, and their friends encourage them. The other identifies as someone who wants to work out. Their environment might be full of distractions, no routine, and friends who encourage staying in. When faced with a choice, the lazy outcome is far more likely for the second person, not because they lack ambition, but because their identity and environment aren't aligned with their goal. The lazy part isn't inherent, it's a learned pattern reinforced by their surroundings. The lesson is to consciously cultivate an identity and an environment that supports your ambitions. Ask yourself, what would a person who achieves X do? How would they set up their day? Who would they surround themselves with? Start acting like that person, even in small ways, and change your environment to make the desired actions easier and the undesired actions harder. So, if you're ambitious but lazy, don't despair. It means you have incredible potential and a desire for more. Here are 3 quick actionable steps you can take starting today to bridge that gap. Don't aim for massive overhauls. Pick one tiny habit related to your ambition and commit to doing it for just 2 minutes a day. Write 1 sentence, do 1 push-up, read 1 paragraph. The goal is consistency, not intensity, to build momentum. Reconnect with the deep emotional reason behind your ambition. When motivation wanes, remind yourself why you started. Write it down, put it where you can see it. Your why is your fuel. Make it easier to do the right thing and harder to do the wrong thing. Put your phone in another room while working. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Block distracting websites. Design your space for success. Being ambitious, but lazy isn't a life sentence. It's an invitation to understand yourself better and strategically design your path forward. You have the dreams. Now let's empower you to take the action. If this resonated with you, give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need to hear this, and subscribe for more content on productivity and personal growth. Let me know in the comments below, what's one ambitious goal you have and one tiny step you'll take towards it this week?